Okay, when they both came, I like you say, I understand that this husband is helping in many household things. He cuts vegetables for her. He kind of gets children ready for school, and he helps in little household things, cleaning the bathrooms and cleaning things. Okay, but she shows, like you see, my brother takes her wife very frequently to movies. Okay, my like friend's husband, they go out and eat frequently. You see, each person have their own ways to express their love. Okay, as we all are not unique. For example, like you see, for if you are given an opportunity to choose among 500 dishes in a restaurant, okay, if you have to choose two or three things, or if you have to eat something of your interest, you would definitely choose three, four, five items which is of your choice. Or if you are so interested, so foodie, then you may try 20, 25 items. But you definitely cannot try 500 items. So now if there are 500 ways of showing love, and if your husband knows or if your wife knows only to show in 5 or 6 different ways, but if your expectation is something else, then you need to first see how your husband is showing his or her love. Okay, your life partner is showing his or her love. That is very crucial, that is very important, because like you see, people definitely complain when there is when something is not shown, when there is something lacking in relationship. People definitely point it out. You see, this is not happening, this is not happening. People will definitely point it out. But when something is happening, people have to acknowledge it. So the partners have to acknowledge the way their partners are showing their love. Okay, if your husband is a guy who is like you see, who can show their love in doing household things, keeping you little, like you see, less burdened at work, that is also a way to show love. Okay, if your husband is like you see, okay, for fortunately if husband is earning more money, and if you like jewelries and if husband is buying jewelries for you, so that is one way to show love. And if husband is like you see, taking you to movies and shopping, and seeing that like even friends and family are coming, you are not overburdened, he's helping in kitchen, so that is his way of showing love. So you see what way the husbands are showing love, rather than what are those things which are not met. And if there are those things which are not met, you can submit, you can say, I wish that you kind of be of help in this matter, or I wish, like you see, you kind of help me in this, or maybe this time can we go to a movie? I like to go to movie. Okay. Yes, that can be possible. Okay. So when you express, your partners can understand what your wishes are. Okay. And first acknowledge the way it is shown, and reciprocate the way you can, and understand the likes and dislikes of your partners, and try to deliver the love and care in that form. Okay, so no matter whatever that you kind of like you see, for suppose if I am the guy who likes to eat some chicken dishes. Okay, someone calls me for a lunch, and there are huge, like you see, it's a huge meal, for suppose. If chicken is missing, then I will keep complaining. Chicken is missing. Okay, right? Yes, right. But first of all, the person should know that I like chicken, right? So now being expressive is very important, so that at least not in this situation, maybe in future situations, there is possibility for the husbands and like you see, wives to understand in what way you need to be cared. Okay, you want them to be cared. So that is one very important thing in building the connection. And the more important thing is we all should be ready to a very uncertainty in relationship, because life itself is very uncertain. You don't know what is going to happen in next 1 week or next 10 days in your life, in your family, or among you couple. So it is totally uncertain. Conflicts do arise when few unfortunate things or uncertain things or unforeseen things happen in relationship. When these kind of things happen in relationship, what happens is people kind of perceive the difference of ideas as a conflict. As a man, I have, or as a husband, I have some views about how to address a conflict. As a woman and my partner, she has her own views to how to address a conflict. It is not necessary these two views should match. Okay. I'm married for 15 years. Hardly few times, like you see, our views would match. Otherwise, what we do is, like you see, we sit, we discuss pros and cons. We kind of stick to the discussion what is happening. The very problem with most couple is whenever there is a conflict, they bring in all the past things into the present. You see in this present video, it is mentioned. So if something happens, everything from the past comes. So very dangerous. Okay. So the present conflict is not addressed. You bring the past into the present, and it becomes a very complex thing. We cannot handle it. Okay. I got a couple who is like, you see, man is 63 years and a woman 59. Their children are married and they are already grandparents. Okay. You know the conflict, what they are talking? Okay. Wife is saying, you see, my mother-in-law, she did not like you see buy same quality saris to like you see when she have to give to this girl's mother, she bought a very poor quality saris, it seems. Okay, but for their relatives, they bought well. Okay, so now she complains. See, marriage happened around 20 years ago. Well, yeah, 20, approximately 40 years ago. Okay. See, whenever there is a conflict, the husband is saying, you see, our discussions will go till our marriage. Okay. Right. So generally, when there is a conflict, okay, generally when there is a conflict, they are going to that level. It leads to unwanted discussions, you know. You see, if some conflict, if husband was not able to discuss in the past, and if husband was not able, like wife and husband were not able to solve it in the past, that cannot be solved in future also. If there is a present conflict, if we can sit, talk, solve it, that is resolved. If that is not solved, gone. Don't expect those things will be solved in future. So when husband is asked these things repeatedly, husband is not able to answer. What to answer? 40 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, on a particular day, his mother or husband's sister spoke something which hurt her. There is no way to resolve the conflicts which are of very old. So sticking to the present. So when couple kind of discuss about these kind of conflicts, whenever there is a difference in opinion, difference in ideas, they need to very stick to the outcome that they want. What outcome you want? So place the discussions just around the outcome and what can be a better idea for that outcome, for the best outcome that you want. So if that care is taken, then things will go well. And more importantly, these days, what I am seeing is when people come for marital counseling, husband side 4 or 5 relatives, sometimes 6 or 7 relatives. Sometimes, like you see, from wife side 4 or 5 relatives or 6 or 7 relatives. Everybody gets into their problem. Everybody talk their issues. Okay, everybody have a new point to add to the problem. As a result, one problem multiplies or magnifies into a very big problem. Okay. So what I recommend is, like you see, when there are issues are obvious. Okay. It is not just life partners. If two friends uh, kind of stay as a roommates for few months, they have problems, right? If we are traveling for 24 hours in a train with someone, we will have some problem with adjustment with someone, right? So we always have some or other kind of adjustment issues with everybody in our life. Let it be father, mother, brother, sister, with everybody. We have some or other kind of adjustment issues. So it is very obvious to have such kind of problems in marriage meeting also. Being recorded. One moment, please. So it is very obvious that we need to understand these little things and be careful. And more important thing is, for any couple, parents, in-laws is appearing to be a very big problem. Okay. I think my father wrote an article. My father is also a psychologist. So he's a sexologist too. So he wrote an article about 20 years ago in Telugu. అత్తలేని కోడలు ఉత్తమురాలు, కోడలు లేని అత్త గుణవంతురాలు. ఓకే, ఇది ఒక సామెత. యాక్చువల్లీ ఇట్స్ ఏ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ ప్రోవర్బ్ ఇన్ తెలుగు. అత్తలేని కోడలు ఉత్తమురాలు, కోడలు లేని అత్త గుణవంతురాలు. హౌ is it possible? Okay.
Oh, clashes.
So the point is, like, for any mother-in-law, people have to understand this carefully. For most mother-in-laws, when their son is married, definitely there is an insecurity in the woman, in the mother. Okay, you see, before marriage, mother assumes full property rights on son, full authority on son. But now, and to some extent, sons, they bond very well with mothers. Okay, so now what happens once they get married? Okay, now this guy have to split his attention between his mom and his wife, right? So when they have to split this attention between his wife and his mother, so obviously who is getting less? Mom, right? So mom gets into insecurity. Okay, if the son is going out, okay, not spending much time with at home, okay, and if he's buying something to his wife.
So the time is 8 minutes left over, and also
one moment, sir.
Yeah, 1 or 2 questions are posted in the.
Your voice is not audible to me, sir.
Yeah. See, the time is up, sir. 8 minutes left.
Oh, okay. We are concluding it, sir.
Yeah. Now we have 2 questions in the chat box.
Yeah. We'll do that, sir.
Yeah,
I'm
you can
concluding
address
in
that.
2 minutes time.
Yeah, please.
So now it is a very sandwich kind of situation between wife and husband, like you see, for husband, between mom and wife. So putting husbands in such a zone will definitely lead to conflict and crisis in relationship. So what I recommend is, like you see, when there is such a situation, of course, obviously people live in nuclear families now. So it is very difficult for the husband to balance between wife and between mother. So in that case, maybe little bit of more understanding is more required on the partner side, because both are very important, both are very lifetime relationships for a husband. So he cannot compromise on anything. Okay, he cannot go and scold mother, or he cannot go and scold wife. If mom says something, he cannot go and scold wife. If wife says something, he cannot go and question his mother. So now, when this is the situation, we cannot expect the husband to take sides. Most women expect husband to take their side and go and fight. So expecting this will lead to unwanted conflicts. So it is better by avoiding. It is better to avoid this kind of confronting situation, so that relationships can be better. So the overall, what I wanted to say is there is a difference between why men and women's thinking. So people have to understand the nature of man. Like as a woman, a wife have to understand the nature of man, and as a husband have to understand the nature of the wife. Okay, personalities are different, totally different. Not every woman is same. Not every woman is kind of uh, built with the same personality characteristics. So it is different. Not men is also built with same personality characteristics. It is different. So people have to understand at individual level and what is important for that relationship, and keep working towards that harmony and peace. It should go with acceptance and adaptability, and being little patience enough, and being polite, and the focus is the relationship rather than my idea, your idea, or rather than my side, your side, rather than my ego, your ego. It is always about, like you see, what our relationship needs to do, like you see, what we can do better to make this relationship a better relationship. That should be the focus. Okay, so with this, I kind of, like you see, stop my talk here. So if there are any questions, I would be glad to take.
Well, thank you, Shivakumar. Nice inputs. So there are two questions posted in the chat box. I read first, expecting answer on this. Uh, One question is, can you please suggest husbands other ways of showing love? As my spouse does nothing like you have told, like helping in house chores, buying jewelry, or taking to tours. Sir, unmute, sir.
Yeah, yeah. What I usually say is, I don't know why there is hello, hello.
You're getting sound.
Is it better, sir, now?
Yeah, now it is okay, sir.
Yeah, yeah. So what I usually recommend when people say this is, see, if you are asking a tip to kind of how to increase mileage in your car, we can say a few tips. It works. Okay. How to increase the taste of particular recipe? Yes, there are tips. How to kind of decorate a wall interestingly? It is little confusing because your taste is maybe different from what I suggest, right? So now if you ask, like you see, suggest better ways to be loved or to show love, this can backfire, Okay, this happened so some time ago. It was a very in a conference. A professor was talking on a marital counseling. Okay, and he's saying, you see, a guy came to me and he's asking me, sir, give me tips to be happy. Okay, give me tips to be happy in my marriage. Then professor said, it seems, see, if I give you any tips, okay, right, then tomorrow you will come up with new problems, okay, because these tips will not work. Okay. Only one thing you need to understand is you need to understand your wife's nature, wife's mood. Okay. So if your wife is in a really sad mood, you see, for suppose like, oh, last 3 days, there is some stress going on in our family. My wife's aunt is really sick, and she's going through some severe problem. She's a very close aunt from childhood. She's part of the family. So uh, she is sad. Okay. My kid is asking for a movie. Even my wife, she likes to go to movies whenever she wants, and Nani is a very favorite star. So if I ask my wife, you see, like to cheer up your mood, shall we go to movie? It can backfire me. Okay. So now it depends on the mood of your partner. You need to see, okay, what would be appropriate, and then you be empathetic in that situation. Showing that empathy is something more important than having a pre-plan in your mind. If you have a pre-plan in your mind, okay, okay, I will be on this, I will behave like this. Okay. If my wife is unhappy, I will take her to movie. Okay. If you have a pre-plan, you see, pilots, when they fly, they have a quick reference chart. If there is an emergency, what you need to do, everything is printed in that quick reference chart. Okay, they will go to that particular page number and they will try to troubleshoot it that way. But in marriage, there is no quick reference. We have to refer to the situation only and see what would be more appropriate to that situation. Okay, so there are no tips as such, because it depends on the personality of your partner, mood of your partner. Okay, so that have to be understood. That's what I say.
Yeah. So any other question? Now time is
Any
up.
questions, sir? I'm just saying.
So it is already 9. I think we'll wind up, sir. Any questions are there? Please post in the group. Then sir can definitely answer them. So thank you very much for all your attention and participation. Thank you, Shivakumar, for your
Yeah, thank you.
nice presentation with examples, live examples.
Yeah, thank
So
you.
I request all of you be with the same spirit for the next Saturday and Sunday in the same time. We'll be continuously having interaction in the group. And the next Saturday and Sunday, we are going to have the another two qualified, experienced professionals on the two issues. One is how to navigate well with the in-laws and how to build the relationship with the people around. This is on Saturday. On Sunday, we are going to have
Very
a session on about the how to have build a better romantic life with the husband. This is the last topic we are going to have. So how to improve romantic life with the husband. See, these are the most important, and the topic addressed by Dr. Sucharita is she is also a psychologist. She is associated with the Roshni. So any questions or any queries are there in the coming issues, subjects, or any questions, any queries are there on the topics which you already finished it, you can post in the group. So, or you can post it individually. We can definitely address them. We'll take the help from the different professionals and we'll give the proper responses. So thank you very much. Thank you all and take care and good
yeah.
night. Enjoy the Sunday. Thank you, Shivakumar.
Good night. Good night.